let's talk about aircraft in specific.
Yeah.
When SpiceJet launched the Q400 ops, lots of high hopes. The plane looked great on paper at least. The plans of connecting smaller cities with bigger metros. And now we hear about Q400 ops maybe shut down. What went wrong?
Well, it's not maybe shut down. All options on the table. Strategically, I think the Q400 plays a role that is a useful role. It allows us to fly into places that jets don't fly into, allows us to grow markets which are small, allows us to fly where others don't fly to. So there's a strong strategic rationale for having the aircraft. But of course, it adds complexity. It breaks the mantra that an LCC should not have more than one aircraft type. And those are the negatives. But all said and done, the biggest challenge we've had with the Q400 has been the maintenance costs. The maintenance contract that we signed with Bombardier, in hindsight, wasn't the best contract for us. And the reliability of the aircraft, especially in the early years, wasn't also up to what we had hoped, which forced us to fly it less, etc. There were a lot of groundings, technical delays, etc. We've resolved much of that, and we are in discussion with Bombardier and hopefully close to resolving and fixing the contract and doing what it takes as commercially, between them and us. I won't go to details. And if all goes well, I think the aircraft will stay. If you leave aside the maintenance costs and reliability, if you can fix those, it's not a bad aircraft. But if we are unable to fix those, then I think all options on the table, including exiting the fleet.
What about SpiceJet's initiatives on social media? I mean, we saw the other day the Holi video that you uploaded,
Right.
and similarly, there are many festivals that SpiceJet celebrates. And how does that add any another dimension to the brand?
I think it's important to us. We want to humanize the brand. We want to convey the message that, look, SpiceJet is an airline like other airlines, but we're not robots, we're not machines, we're actually human beings who want to reach out to other human beings. We're providing a service for people. It's for the people, by the people, for the people, right? And so we want to demystify this whole thing. We want to connect more directly, and we want to convey the warmth and the passion that we all feel for the airline directly to our customers, and social media allows you to do that. The videos we upload is, the holy dance we did this year in Delhi airport. Fantastic. I don't know if you've seen it, but it just captures the confidence, the spirit of the people, of our crew. The fact that we're back, 3 months ago people said we're gone, but not only are we back, we're actually as confident. The passion is still there. The crew is committed. There was a period for a couple of months where the salaries were delayed when we went through the crisis. That didn't break the spirit at all. I mean, looking at the crew and how they're performing, you can just see how committed they are. And I think it's a great way to get that commitment out and share it with the public and with those on Twitter. Similarly, we've done many campaigns on Twitter. Women's Day, we had 4 of our women staff, two pilots and 2 cabin crew in this case. Last year we had people from IT and other areas, but I think for the public, pilots and cabin crew are the front face of the airline. So this year we emphasized that more, where they did interactive Q&A with people on Twitter, and it was fantastic. So we just want to humanize, we want to demystify, we want to convey the passion, the warmth, and we want to connect. And Twitter is fantastic. Facebook too, but Twitter is a little bit more immediate and also a little bit more unforgiving because you can't control who comments and says what. So you're open to all kinds of feedback and criticism and bouquets and brickbats. But it keeps you grounded, keeps you real.
How would you describe SpiceJet as a brand, or if I may say, SpiceJet's resurrection as a brand?
The SpiceJet has always been about bringing flying to the masses. I mean, in some sense, what every LCC claims to do. But I think we have probably, after Air Deccan, been closest to actually representing that belief that we are bringing flying to everyone. I know it's a slogan used by another airline, but that's an English phrase. And I think our actions over the years have proven that we actually do. We are a true LCC. We have a front 5 rows which are more in legroom, Spice Max, etc. because even corporates fly low-cost airlines these days, and we want to make the product a little bit more attractive for them and make it more value for money for a small premium. But at the end of the day, SpiceJet stands for just providing value, for providing affordable service, and for Actually, now I think we've become a market maker or a market trendsetter in terms of pricing, in terms of our promotions, in terms of our branding. So I feel somewhat, it's interesting, maybe almost amusing that whenever there's a news story on airlines, on any topic in India, on any airline in India, the photos of a SpiceJet aircraft. So, even if the topic is generically about fuel prices and how it's impacting aviation in India, aircraft is SpiceJet, so it's helped us a lot. It's got a brand out there. We're punching above our weight in terms of our media presence.
What about the holy dance, Sanjeev? There was lots of controversy around it last year. DGCA, of course, was quite expressive about their opinion about it, and you have done it again this year. Not in an aircraft, but at the airport.
Right.
Why?
Well, we want to represent our brand and convey the passion that we feel for the brand, and the passion is expressed in every possible opportunity. And one is a passion with which we celebrate festivals, the way in which we want to connect with the passengers, and the delight and the surprise element of just saying, look, this is a different airline, this is a fun airline, this is an interesting airline, and this is a colorful airline. The word spice is in our name. This is a spicy airline, right? So the holy dance last year, we did it on board. Many airlines around the world have done it on board, but the mistake we made, and I'll say it in all honesty, is that we did it as a surprise. We surprised even the DGCA. So that hindsight, maybe we could have taken them into confidence earlier, which we should have. Eventually, of course, the concerns they had were addressed. There was no safety issue, and and they understand that it's been done globally. It's just that it was the first time in India, so they were taken aback, and shame on us for not having told them that earlier. This year we didn't want to do it on board because it would be too predictable. So we did what is a semi-flash mob at Delhi airport, which I think was fantastic because it was in the waiting area, the security hold area, and 70% of the passengers were from other airlines at that time. And the way the dance was done was so passionate, so colorful, so lively. I had passengers coming up to me saying that the SpiceJet fly here, the SpiceJet fly there, is that in your uniform, or we want to fly you next time. So I think it was a huge success. So we conveyed the passion and the spirit, not just to our own customers, like we did last year on board the aircraft, but to the whole set of customers. So we love it, and we're under new ownership, and Ajay Singh loves it too. I mean, there are certain things that he has seen in the SpiceJet that he has inherited, which he doesn't want to change. One of them is the passion and the spirit and the surprise element. He loved it, and he said we must do it again. So we did, So this kind of thing is, I think, now uniquely SpiceJet. At Diwali also, we had a a cappella group roaming around Delhi airport singing songs, which we didn't publicize so much. But we're the airline with the difference. We're the airline with passion, with color, with spice, and we want that to come out.
What's next for SpiceJet as a brand, Sanjeev?
Well, I'll tell you what's next for SpiceJet as an airline. We need to get back to the path we were on until about October last year, where we were gaining passengers, gaining share, and very importantly, cutting our losses significantly year over year. Then we ran into a crisis, which occurred primarily because funding which was expected, we had 2 record years of losses previously. The funding which was expected didn't come through at the right time for various reasons, so we got into a crisis. But prior to the crisis, we had become the number 2 airline in India in market share across all airlines, not just LCCs, in July. And we had reduced losses 60%, and we had improved our brand, we had improved our product, we had been very innovative in various things, from the food to the uniforms of the crew to the advertising and everything else. We were getting a lot of positive feedback from corporates as well, saying that you guys are like a new airline and we like to fly you, etc. And then we lost some of that during the crisis, October, especially November, December, January. And we had to shrink our fleet because of various issues we ran into. So what's next for SpiceJet is we need to regain that trajectory that we were on, the path we were on. We need to rebuild our fleet, and we need to rebuild the confidence of the public, especially the corporates. The non-corporates, the leisure travelers come back to you if they get a good deal. But the corporates, you need to rebuild the confidence, and we're working very hard on that. We're going to be soon reinstituting or relaunching the on-time guarantee. We're going to be relaunching Spice Max, which is extra legroom seats. We've just today introduced an all-new menu on board. We are rejigging a network again as we add aircraft back to suit corporates more. And we're not a corporate airline, but we just need to make up for lost ground there. And we're going to just go back to building scale and regaining lost ground. So we're going to go back to about 25 to 26 Boeings during the summer, around 34 to 35 Boeings by the end of this year, and then keep growing after that. So basically, we were going like that, we took a dip, we have to go back up.
Do you think flash sales are here to stay?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a standard tool used by airlines, not just low-cost airlines all around the world, to sell seats that would otherwise go empty. Because an airline seat, as you know, is ultimate perishable commodity. Once the aircraft takes off, the seat is gone. So when you have a bar of soap, you can say, I did sell, and sell it tomorrow. You can't sell the seat once the aircraft is gone. But you have to do it right. So long as you do it right, you don't dilute the seats that will otherwise sell at a higher fare. You segment your customers so that your less price-sensitive customers are not the ones benefiting. It should be ones who otherwise would not fly who are benefiting from this. And you make sure that you maximize your yields closer to date of travel. If you do it right, absolutely. It's an integral tool that needs to be used and leveraged. And ultimately, like I said, the proof of the pudding is in the numbers. Our unit revenues increased sharply year over year after we started this. Proof of the pudding is also in what our competitors do. Now, during our crisis, starting in October until January, we did no sales because we were going through our challenges. But every competitor of ours continued to do that. So while they first criticized us when we started it early last year, I think they saw the numbers and they realized that it works really well for them. So even when we stopped doing it, they still kept doing it because it's the right thing to do, if done right. The right thing to do if done right.
Thank you for your time, Sanjiv.
Sure, you're welcome.